Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. This is an open letter to the current Senate minority of the United States. Commonly referred to as the GOP, the good old boys, this is a direct plea to the Republican officials who currently make up United States Senate. Hello? Because I'm tired of preaching to the choir. I'm talking to people who apparently have no say in the matter, which is crazy to me, because the founding fathers you clung to a social contract theory that asserts that it is the people that give power to the government, and that the government in turn is required to give protection. This social media platform, designed to inform and empower black communities through a lens of pop culture, somehow has to talk about you and your work friends damn near every week, because somehow y'all found new ways to endanger people every week. Gun violence has become a public health crisis, as you, the GOP, have quite frankly facilitated the normalization of gun violence as a leading cause of death of children here on American soil. Insanity. On Monday, March 27th, the 130th mass shooting to happen this year in America alone occurred in Nashville, Tennessee. After legally purchasing several firearms, 28-year-old Audrey Hale shot through the front door of his former academy, the Covenant School. So let's talk about mass shootings. I feel like we've done this before. In 2022, there were 647 mass shootings in America, and this year we are already on track to outdo that number if you don't do something. This most recent shooting has definitely shaken up the city of Nashville, as rich white families who sent their children to a small private Christian academy spanning pre-K to 6th grade were exposed to this kind of violence. Hale entered the school armed with 3 guns, an AR-15, a Kel-Tec Sub 300, and a handgun, promptly ending the lives of 3 children and 3 adults before being fatally shot by police 14 minutes later. And I'd like to take a moment to commend the police in Nashville for learning from the Uvalde shooting last year and acting quickly. They were called, children were evacuated, and the shooter was neutralized within minutes. Praise God. However, simply training rapid response teams and formalizing evacuation plans and response protocol is not the solution. And you and I both know if the goal is to make America safer for its citizens, then the answer travels on a two-way street. Parents cannot rely on the relief that their children's schools have evacuation plans. This actually reinforces a victim-blaming ecosystem that places responsibility on communities to save themselves. American exceptionalism is crazy. These things need to be done in addition to gun reform. But you already knew that. Y'all want to put more money in policing so bad. At this point, use it to increase police presence at metal detectors in not only just schools, but at concerts, in grocery stores, in movie theaters, on college campuses. Hell, let the boys in blue scratch that excessive force itch on somebody with an assault rifle. That's after taking the steps of actually strengthening gun laws, placing restrictions on gun ownership, and denying citizens access to assault weapons altogether. And pro-gunners are really pissing me off. Y'all keep saying guns don't kill people, people kill people. But if we already knew that, then why are guns still so accessible to the people in question? Contrary to popular belief, universal background checks are not a thing. People with a history of domestic violence do not get their guns taken away. As a matter of fact, to get a gun in Tennessee, you don't have to pass a background check at all. You don't even need a permit to carry. You don't even have to be 18 years old. You can be convicted of stalking, assault, or other violent offenses and still purchase a firearm freely. And despite having the 10th highest rate of gun deaths in the country, Tennessee lawmakers are looking to relax gun laws even further. There are no secure storage or child access prevention laws in place. Guns are allowed in K-12 schools, college campuses, and bars. There are no restrictions on assault-style weapons meant for military use, which is why Audrey Hale was able to walk into the Covenant School with one in the first place. And speaking of Audrey, we found out that Audrey was a trans man with he/him pronouns, and Marjorie Taylor Greene had the audacity to say, well, we can stop blaming guns. Bitch, what? She and the rest of the GOP are using this incident to propagandize all the recent anti-trans legislation, suggesting that trans people in general are endangering children. But this is so irresponsible and shows a great deal of ineptitude on your part to make generalizing statements like this about trans people. Oh, but you guys make totalizing statements about white men and white people all the time. Baby, we got proof. Y'all just got the power to ignore it. Trans people at large do not go around shooting, molesting, or grooming children. But do you know who does? The hard-hitting, rock-solid truth about this particular issue is that mass shootings are overwhelmingly committed by cis men. Over 97% of all mass shootings and 90% of homicides worldwide are committed by men. And how did this news about white children in a white school with a white shooter make it onto a black platform, you may ask? You guessed it. Racism. The only reason this is the problem is because y'all hate black people. It's documented that the right to bear arms came from colonist frustrations with Britain's restrictive gun policies. Not so they could have guns for the hell of it, but so they could be armed in the face of any slave resistance or rebellion. In full, the Second Amendment states that a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The primary function of state militias at the time was primarily in the South, was to keep white people in a permanent position of power and wealth, and black people in fear. And please tell me when's the last time you needed a militia when the only people causing wanton violence in the streets is y'all. So if all you can do is use the Second Amendment as your justification for dead babies, I think it's high time we abolish that hoe. In 2020 and 2021, guns killed more children in car accidents, and black children died at a 39% increase due to gun violence. America has a gun problem. So as Chance the Rapper would say, I'm not woke, I'm tired.